Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be discussing the LCK and LPL League of Legends DraftKings slate tonight. It locks at 2 a.m. Central Time today, and we are going to be talking about the slate tonight. So our first game of the night is T1 and taking on DRX. Both of these teams are part of the LCK. T1 to start off is 3-1 and are currently on a 3-match win streak, while DRX are 1-3, but they did win their previous game against Bro. So, in looking at this matchup, T1 is the heavy favorite here over DRX. They are coming off a world championship at Worlds this past season in 2023, and DRX really don't have the players to compete with T1. So tonight I would say this is a 2-0 sweep for T1, very straightforward. If we're looking at prices for these players tonight, let's go. They are the highest priced team on the slate. So with that being said, I'm not sure if they're totally able to pay out their salaries. At 6,200 for Carrier seems a little expensive. 8K for Guma UC, 7.8 for Faker, 7.4 for Owner. Zayas at 6,800. I like T1 tonight. If I was going to choose two players, it would probably be Guma UC and Owner. Those would be probably the only two people I would choose, and then the team slot for T1. Otherwise, I don't really see much from this matchup. It's pretty straightforward to me, 2-0 for T1. Our next matchup is ThunderTalk Gaming taking on OMG. ThunderTalk is the favorite tonight over OMG. Just a slight favorite, not too heavy. For TT, they are on a 1-match lock streak, but are 1-1 to start this season so far. And for OMG, they are 1-2, but have lost 2 straight games in a row. For OMG, they are starting Abel over Starry. He's back in the starting lineup. Otherwise, so their lineup will be Abel, Angel, Beishuan, Zhaofeng, and Cube. And then for TT, it's 1XN, UCal. Sorry, let me rephrase. For OMG, we got Cube in the top lane, Zhaofeng at the jungle position, Angel in the mid lane, Abel at the AD carry spot, and PP got at support. And then for TT, we got Hoya in the top lane, Beishuan in the jungle, UCal mid lane, 1XN AD carry, and Chocho as support. This match could go either way. I would say I favor TT a bit more than OMG, but this is more of a coin toss. I would say it's a 60-40. If we look at their price tags against the other teams, TT is the third highest priced team on the slate, whereas OMG is the 6th highest. So there's a little bit more leeway with going with OMG. But I think this match goes to 3 games either way, and ultimately I have TT pulling it out, with this being probably one of the bloodiest matches of the evening. I would say UCal is probably one that I'm looking at for captain out of these on this team, or 1XN. But yeah, I think 2-1 victory for TT tonight over OMG is my prediction, with my favorite play being UCal out of the mid lane. Our next game goes back to the LCK. We have Fear X, formerly known as Live Sandbox, taking on Nongshim Red Force. This matchup, I think, is going to be bloody as well, and might be the lowest owned of the 4 matchups tonight. Fear X is the favorite here over Nongshim. Nongshim is a young team who is trying to figure out what pieces they have, and how to move forward, while Fear X is figuring out what they all have in their players. They are 2-2 to start the season, but just got their second win over DRX in their last game or last match. Nongshim is 1-3, but has lost 3 straight games or 3 straight matches. With this being said, I think Fear X is the clear favorite over Nongshim tonight. I am not sure the ownership on Fear X because we also have T1 on the slate. I think people are going to go to the late game with LNG and Weibo as trying to play other players. So I think this one is one we could have some ownership change or ownership difference comparative to the field, which could be at our advantage. I like Henna, Closer, and Willard tonight. I think they have a shot to be one of the higher scoring duos or trios. Henna in the wins has had 87 fantasy points and 106 fantasy points. Closer, 91-78. Willer, 98-95. I think they're people I am looking at exclusively tonight on DraftKings. With that being said, I think they are going to win this matchup 2-0 over Nongshim, who has struggled over the past few splits. And with that, we will move into our final match of the night, which is LNG taking on Weibo Gaming. This is the second game for the LPL and the finale of the evening. With this matchup, I'm seeing a ton of ownership that's going to be carried just because both of these teams are well known and have players on their team that have been there for a while, or have well recognized players. And I think just because of that, they're going to garner some more ownership than some of the other players in tonight's slate, which we can use that to our advantage. So we have LNG. They are the priced favorites over Weibo, but very, very, very slight. Not very much. Gala and LNG are 1-1 to start the season, while Weibo is 2-0 to start the season. If I'm looking at this objectively, I think this game is going to be slower than people are anticipating. Weibo is a very unorganized team. I honestly don't know how they do so well, because I feel like they don't really know what they're doing on the Rift, but somehow they make it work. And usually it's getting to the late game and then past 30 minutes and getting all the items built up. So they play very slowly. LNG like to push the pace a little bit, but if it gets out of hand and they make some bad plays, it gives the advantage to Weibo. I would say overall Weibo has the advantage over LNG. I think slightly, even though they're the underdogs in this matchup. I'm not necessarily seeing any plays that or that stick out to me. I think Light at 10-8 could be interesting because we have Gala and Mark who are back together again, but they've only played a couple games together and they're still trying to figure out that chemistry with each other, whereas Crisp has been down in the bot lane with Light for a while now, and so I think they're just a little bit underpriced comparative to their matchup tonight and could outperform them. I think this match goes to 3 games with Weibo pulling it out 2-1. But my biggest thing is I believe that this game is going to be slower than people anticipate, and it's going to garner more ownership for the field. And I think there's more of an advantage in targeting FearX, OMG, TT, and T1 tonight. I think those are the teams that I am looking at targeting. But if I were to choose a team out of this match, I would target would be Weibo over LNG for sure. LNG can be very spotty at times. And also, this is a revenge game between Gala and Light. So both of these teams played for these organizations before, and it should be a great game to see. So overall, if I were to rank my teams, it would be FearX number 1, number 2 would be T1, number 3 TT, number 4 Weibo, number 5 OMG, number 6 LNG, number 7 Nongshim, number 8 DRX. That would be the order in which I would rank these teams in the order that I would play them tonight. With that being said, I will have my core plays and cheat sheets up on my Patreon tonight before the slate starts. Locks at 2 a.m. Central Time, so I should have that up, earlier in the evening. With that being said, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and comment who your favorite DraftKings play tonight is for the AD carry position. All right. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening tonight.